welcome to the FFplus interview episode. Today, we are hosting Mārcis Pinnis, the Chief AI Officer of Tilde, which is a lead European language technology company based in Lithuania. Marcis, welcome.
Hello.
So, to start, could you briefly introduce Tilde?
Tilde is a language technology developing company. We are based in the Baltic states. We have 3 offices in Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. And we develop various language technologies such as machine translation systems, speech recognition and synthesis systems, and virtual assistants for a wide variety of customers, including businesses, international organizations, governments, and also individual users.
So, let's continue now a bit more about the trends that are currently reshaping the field of communication, where Tilde is integrated also their work. So, from your perspective, what are the currently transformative trends that are changing this area, and how are these areas covering machine learning in digital media, voice-to-text technologies, AI assistants, and chatbots actually implemented?
So this change of generations for technologies has been happening actually since the first large language models came out by OpenAI in 2022, but it's not a very fast process. But the main trend is that large language models are taking over various tasks that typically were done by previous generation systems and artificial intelligence solutions. And this trend will continue. We'll see more and more tasks being automated using large language models. And the current trend is that large language models are becoming multimodal. They can process text, vision, and also speech, and that will also continue. And in Europe, a big trend currently is that large language models that are being developed in Europe are trying to ensure language equity across all European languages, which is very important in the European Union. So languages are core values of the European Union as such.
Mm-hmm. So we are coming now to these language models. So Tilde has been entrusted with building TildeOpen. So this is an open source fundamental LLM with over 30 billion parameters designed for Baltic and Eastern European languages specifically. Could you explain how generative AI is integrated into your workflows and solutions? And can you introduce some concrete examples of how your clients are using these capabilities to solve their real-world problems?
So we are trying to integrate large language models in most of our products. For instance, in machine translation, we try to allow users to have more flexibility in terms of how to style their translations, how to and because large language models are more capable and have better quality, that transforms into or translates into increased productivity for customers down the line. For instance, translators have to edit less. That means cost savings typically. So machine translation is one example. Then virtual assistants, current virtual assistants use large language models to enable a technology called retrieval augmented generation, where we can quickly deploy virtual assistants by just uploading documents into the system. And when users ask questions, we first find relevant segments from the uploaded documents and then ask a large language model to answer to that user's question. Before that, we had to define intents, and for each intent, we had to train a model that is able to recognize that intent, and that it was a much more complex process. So large language models allow us to be faster in terms of deploying also technologies. So these are two examples. There are more, obviously.
Mm-hmm. And this brings us a bit, let's say, closer to your FFplus sub project, which you are now working on. So, could you briefly introduce your use case and what challenges does it address, and what innovative solution have you been developing?
Yeah, so in the FFplus sub project, we are developing a locally deployable solution that allows organizations to uh, uh, manage knowledge, so documents locally, and then make them available, accessible to their employees, and maybe also wider public if that is what they want, and transform the organizational knowledge into a queryable solution where users can ask questions and receive answers on all various topics. So this solution has multiple challenges. One challenge is how to deploy everything on a single server, for instance, and how to deploy large language models locally, how to ensure efficiency of the whole process. So there's this engineering aspect, and the other is that within this sub project we are also fine-tuning large language models, and specifically TildeOpen, the foundational large language model that we have trained for these downstream use cases that are necessary for this local solution. And those use cases are machine translation, in context question answering, and summarization. Uh, so three tasks that this downstream fine-tuned large language model will have to solve.
Mm-hmm. And we are now a bit talking about the solution. So, but what about key business outcomes? What do you expect this solution will deliver at the end of the sub project? How do you see it, let's say, impacting your operations, competitiveness, or market opportunities in score?
Yeah, so we already have interest from customers who require local solutions, but there aren't suitable solutions on the market. So that's one target audience that we are trying to reach with this solution. So those are typically organizations, governmental institutions that cannot allow data to slip outside their local infrastructure, and they particularly need this type of a solution that can be deployed locally, is secure behind their own firewalls, and doesn't depend on outside services. So this particular market area we want to address, and currently we don't have a solution for that, and at the end of the project we will have it.
For as you as a partner running this project for some months now, have you encountered any specific challenges so far, and how have you been approaching them?
Yeah, so there are two directions of challenges that we have had to deal with. One is data availability. So in order to fine-tune large language models, we need a lot of data. But uh, and there is a lot of data available, but it's available for English and not actually our languages. So we had to develop a smart method that synthesizes data by using English data sets and knowledge that is available on the internet in order to get to data sets that solve the same problem. So, for instance, in context question answering, but in our languages, so Latvian, Estonian, Slovenian, etc. So that's one challenge that we had to deal with. So data availability and how to actually get to data. And the other one is accessing HPC resources. So the FFplus sub project did not guarantee access to HPC resources, so we had to apply to them. And we applied to Euro HPC access calls. And those are a bit more research tuned and not industry and for commercial applications tuned access calls. And I'll be honest, so first application that we submitted, it was rejected. And it was rejected because it was more aligned to what our business needs and not more so aligned to what would constitute cutting edge research. So then we repackaged it, rephrased it so that it would be a bit more broad and would contain more research objectives, and that got through. So for anyone who wants to access HPC resources that Euro HPC offers, I would suggest to think more research oriented than business oriented, because that's their current evaluation strategy. So there's a higher chance that the proposals will go through. Another issue is that HPC centers and training actually something on HPC centers requires a bit different thinking and approach than if you would use your own local infrastructure. And we had to adapt to that. For instance, HPC centers typically accept jobs for a specific bolt time, and we used the HPC center Lumi in Finland, and that has a maximum vault time of 48 hours. So each job that we submit, it will be cancelled after 48 hours. So then we had to think of a way how to submit jobs that reschedule once in a while. So after every 2 days, a new job, so that training continues. And then also there's a high demand for Euro HPC resources. So there can be cases where you are not granted instances immediately. It can take hours, up to 10 or more hours, to actually get to instances that are granted. And that wait time is actually idle, so you are not training anything. So if training of a model takes months, then you have to take into account that a week or so probably will be some downtime. So, and that needs to be taken into account when planning how much training will require. So quite a lot of challenges that we had to go through, but it's a normal work process, I would say.
Yeah, still, it's kind of, let's say, research development thing. So it's some challenges are actually expected. And we are very happy that you actually can share with us these lessons learned, because they're, I guess, very important also for your work and growth and further planning work. And this thought actually brings us to the end of the interview. So before we really close it, what would be your advice to the SMEs that haven't yet explored the HPC and AI for their business so far?
So, looking at what our experience is, I would suggest three things. First, know your data. Because in order to develop any AI solution nowadays, you need to be able to have data to train a model, and it's not enough to just think that you have data. You actually need to be able to tell how much and what that data is, and for that particular task you want to do. And that's a big stumbling stone for many businesses, that they think they have data, but actually they don't, or they do not have processes at hand that help managing and curating and yeah, handle data. Second is plan ahead. So if you want to use Euro HPC resources, expect that you will need a couple of months, if not more, to actually get to access those resources. That is, if you want to access Euro HPC access calls. Some of those HPC centers have commercial offerings that allow immediate access, but that is paid service. And then third, using HPC resources requires um, experience. So expect that you will need to send people for training. If you don't have the expertise currently, it's not like tomorrow you will be able to use HPC resources. So training needs to be also factored in when thinking about how to use HPC resources, how to develop AI solutions, etc.
Great. So, Marcis, thank you again for this insightful interview. Actually, it was very a pleasure to have you with us. And at the end, we wish you all the best in your future endeavors. And thank you. So, goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.